What if I told you there is a country where Christopher Columbus chose to be buried? It's an amber-inspired Jurassic Park filled with perfectly preserved prehistoric insects. This vibrant Caribbean nation is the birthplace of merengue and bachata, musical genres that embody the island's spirit and have captivated audiences worldwide. It produces world-class cigars and rum, yet many visitors are unaware that they are walking through landscapes where Hollywood blockbusters were secretly filmed. The country's extraordinary biodiversity includes 4 distinct climate zones, ranging from tropical rainforests with endemic species to desert regions resembling the American Southwest. Baseball is practically a religion here, with nearly every neighborhood producing major league players who often started with nothing but sticks and rag balls. Marine biologists flock to study humpback whales that travel thousands of miles specifically to mate in Samana Bay's warm waters. Could there be a destination more perfectly designed to surprise and enchant every type of traveler seeking the ultimate Caribbean adventure? Picture powdery white sand meeting azure waters, shimmering like liquid sapphires under the Caribbean sun, while towering coconut palms sway gently in the warm trade winds. Number 1. Punta Cana. Punta Cana, located at the easternmost tip of the Dominican Republic, represents the pinnacle of tropical paradise where nature meets hospitality. This world-renowned destination spans over 20 miles of pristine coastline, featuring the Caribbean's most photographed beaches, including Bayahibe Beach and Arena Gorda. The region's transformation from a remote fishing village began in the 1970s when visionary developers recognized its extraordinary potential for world-class tourism. Today, Punta Cana hosts over 50 luxury resorts catering to every vacation desire, from intimate adults-only retreats to expansive family complexes with water parks. The destination's all-inclusive resort model has pioneered a new standard for Caribbean hospitality, offering guests unlimited access to gourmet dining, premium beverages, and endless activities. Adventure enthusiasts can explore extensive cave systems, zip line through tropical canopies, or embark on deep-sea fishing expeditions targeting marlin, mahi-mahi, and sailfish. Punta Cana International Airport, one of the Caribbean's busiest, connects this paradise directly to major cities worldwide, making tropical dreams easily accessible. local culture thrives in nearby Higuie, home to the Basilica of Our Lady of Alta Gracia, where pilgrims honor the Dominican Republic's patron saint. The region's coral reefs provide exceptional snorkeling and diving opportunities, revealing underwater gardens teeming with tropical fish, sea turtles, and rays. Indigenous Taino heritage is still echoed in area place names and cultural traditions, connecting modern visitors to the island's pre-Columbian roots. As evening falls, spectacular sunsets paint the sky in brilliant oranges and purples. While beachfront restaurants serve fresh seafood paired with world-class rums and tropical cocktails. In Punta Cana, time moves at the gentle pace of lapping waves. Reminding us that sometimes the greatest luxury is simply slowing down and savoring life's beautiful moments. Number 2. La Romana. La Romana, a Caribbean dream. La Romana is often described by locals as the place where Caribbean dreams come true. This enchanting destination in southeastern Dominican Republic captivates the heart of every visitor. This remarkable region seamlessly blends old-world charm with modern luxury. Creating an atmosphere where colonial elegance meets contemporary Caribbean sophistication. Rolling green landscapes, dotted with swaying palm trees, extend toward pristine coastlines where crystal-clear waters gently lap against golden sandy beaches. Historic architecture tells stories of centuries past, with stone pathways winding through charming plazas, where fountains dance in the tropical sunlight. World-class recreational facilities provide endless opportunities for relaxation and adventure, from championship sporting venues to luxurious spa retreats nestled among lush tropical gardens. Cultural experiences abound as local artisans showcase their talents through traditional crafts, music, and culinary artistry that reflects the authentic Dominican spirit. Rivers meander through verdant valleys, offering glimpses of exotic wildlife thriving in protected natural habitats and glimpses of untouched Caribbean wilderness. Marina facilities serve as gateways to nearby island paradises, where day trippers can discover secluded beaches and vibrant coral reefs teeming with marine life. Bustling markets overflow with tropical abundance, offering exotic fruits, aromatic spices, and handcrafted treasures that capture the essence of island living. The agricultural heritage is visible across the landscape, where traditional crops continue to flourish under the same generous Caribbean sun that has nurtured this land for generations. Number 3. Saona Island. The moment I first set foot on Saona Island's pristine shores, I felt an overwhelming sense of peace wash over me, like the gentle Caribbean waves lapping at my feet. This untouched paradise, located off the southeastern coast of the Dominican Republic, spans approximately 42 square miles of pure natural beauty within the protected East National Park. Towering coconut palms provide perfect natural shade, their fronds swaying in the constant trade winds that keep the tropical heat pleasantly manageable. The crystal-clear turquoise waters reveal vibrant coral reefs just offshore, where colorful fish dart between ancient formations that have thrived for generations in these protected waters. Traditional wooden boats and catamarans ferry visitors from the mainland, offering scenic views and occasional glimpses of dolphins or sea turtles during the 90-minute journey. The island remains largely uninhabited, except for a small fishing village where locals continue to live a traditional Caribbean lifestyle. In the shallow lagoons, starfish appear in such abundance that visitors can observe them in their natural habitat without disturbing the delicate ecosystem. Beach bars serve ice-cold Presidente beer and tropical cocktails made with fresh coconut water, while merengue music drifts across the sand from speakers powered by solar panels. The absence of large-scale development helps preserve Saona's raw, untamed beauty, making every sunset a spectacular display of orange and crimson light, reflecting across the endless ocean horizon. Few places feel so remote, yet so alive. Number 4. Puerto Plata. It's hard to believe this vibrant coastal city on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic was once so strategically important that Spanish conquistadors built the oldest European fortress in the Americas here. The Fortaleza San Felipe, completed in 1540. Puerto Plata is a unique blend of colonial history and modern Caribbean charm, creating an atmosphere unlike anywhere else in the region. One of its most iconic features is the cable car system, among the most spectacular in the Caribbean, which whisks visitors 2,600 feet up Mount Isabel de Torres, offering breathtaking panoramic views of the Atlantic Ocean and the lush tropical valleys below. At the harbour, San Felipe Fortress still stands proudly. Its weathered stone walls echo with stories of maritime adventure, pirates, and centuries of defense against invaders. The city's historic center enchants with colorful Victorian-era wooden houses adorned with ornate gingerbread trim, architectural details influenced by German and French settlers. Puerto Plata is also world-renowned for its amber. Local shops display rare specimens containing prehistoric insects, perfectly preserved in golden resin. The kind of treasures that famously inspired scenes in Jurassic Park. In the evening, the Malecon waterfront promenade comes alive as locals and travelers gather to enjoy fresh seafood, cold drinks, and the infectious rhythms of bachata and merengue. Adventure seekers will find natural wonders in every direction, from cascading waterfalls and turquoise pools, perfect for exploration, to miles of pristine golden beaches stretching along the coast. Puerto Plata is more than just a destination. It's a gateway to some of the Dominican Republic's most breathtaking landscapes. And standing on the city's historic pier at sunset, watching fishing boats drift by and hearing the sound of distant church bells, I'm always reminded how Puerto Plata so effortlessly captures the soul of Caribbean culture and history. Number 5. Casa de Campo. While most Caribbean resorts sprawl along crowded beaches, Casa de Campo rises above the rest. Set on 7,000 acres of pristine Dominican countryside, it offers a different interpretation of tropical luxury. This legendary destination transforms a former sugar plantation into one of the world's most exclusive retreats, where rolling green fairways meet untouched coastlines. 3 championship golf courses wind through the property's diverse landscapes, offering unique challenges, from dramatic oceanfront holes to jungle-lined fairways. The resort's private beaches provide serene escapes, where crystal-clear waters gently lap against powdery sand, far from the crowds. Scattered across the estate are luxurious villas and suites, each offering elegance and privacy, with sweeping views of either the Caribbean Sea or lush tropical gardens. World-class dining venues serve everything from authentic Dominican dishes to international gourmet cuisine, ensuring every meal is a celebration of flavor. At the marina, sleek yachts and fishing boats bob gently in the sun, ready to whisk guests away on deep-sea adventures or island-hopping excursions. For those who prefer land to sea, equestrian facilities offer unforgettable horseback rides along scenic trails, through forest paths, past hidden beaches, and into the heart of nature. Cultural experiences abound, from cooking classes and rum tastings to local art workshops that connect guests with the rich heritage of the Dominican Republic. The resort's spa sanctuary invites relaxation and renewal, offering treatments that use indigenous botanicals and ancient healing techniques passed down through generations. Casa de Campo's commitment to environmental conservation ensures that these natural wonders will be preserved for generations to come. Because at Casa de Campo, luxury isn't just about opulent amenities. It's about having the space and time to rediscover what truly matters. Number 6. Altos de Chavón Village. Perched dramatically on a cliff overlooking the winding Chavón River, Altos de Chavón feels like a fairy tale brought to life in the heart of the Dominican Republic. This meticulously crafted replica of a 16th-century Mediterranean village features stunning stone architecture and cobblestone streets that weave between charming boutiques and working artist studios. Ancient-style buildings house contemporary galleries where local artisans create pottery, jewelry, and textiles using traditional techniques passed down through generations. At the heart of the village is its crown jewel, a breathtaking amphitheater carved into the hillside, which hosts world-renowned performers against a backdrop of lush tropical valleys and the distant glimmer of Caribbean waters. Visitors can also explore the Archaeological Museum, which displays fascinating pre-Columbian artifacts that tell the story of the island's indigenous Taíno heritage. Romantic restaurants offer alfresco dining experiences where couples can savor gourmet cuisine as the sun sets in brilliant hues above the river below. The village church, with its rustic stone facade and wooden beams, offers a peaceful setting for weddings and moments of quiet reflection. Artisan workshops invite guests to witness master craftspeople at work. Blending European techniques with vibrant Caribbean inspiration to create one-of-a-kind pieces. Every corner of Altos de Chavón offers Instagram-worthy views, from flower-draped balconies to scenic overlooks that capture the timeless beauty of this architectural masterpiece. Whether you're here for art, history, music, or simply to soak in the magic of the setting, Altos de Chavón is a destination that stirs the soul and lingers long in memory. Number 7. Los Haitises National Park. Los Haitises National Park, located on the remote northeastern coast of the Dominican Republic, is a breathtaking natural wonder, rich in mystery, biodiversity, and history. Its dramatic limestone karst landscape features a sea of conical hills that rise like green waves frozen in time, creating one of the most surreal and striking environments in the Caribbean. Hidden within its countless caves are ancient pictographs and petroglyphs, silent testaments left behind by the island's original inhabitants, the Taino people. Along the coastline, vast mangrove forests stretch into the sea, forming a haven for rare bird species found nowhere else in the world, including the endangered Ridgway's hawk and the Hispaniolan woodpecker. Despite historical deforestation, the park remains lush and vibrant, nourished by abundant rainfall that supports its rich subtropical forests. Winding rivers such as the Yuna, Payabo, and Naranjo snake through the valleys, adding to the park's ecological complexity and diversity. First established in 1976 and later expanded in 1996, Los Haitises now covers more than 826 square kilometers, stretching across the provinces of Hato Mea, Monte Plata, and Samaná. The islets in Samaná Bay are geologically connected to the inland karst formations, forming a unique harmony between land and sea. At the park's entrance in Sabana de la Mar, a visitor center welcomes eco-travelers and explorers. Tourism is carefully regulated to preserve the fragile ecosystem, ensuring that Los Haitises remains a sanctuary for future generations. More than just a protected area, Los Haitises National Park is a living, breathing archive of Caribbean natural and cultural heritage, a place where nature speaks and the past echoes softly through the trees. Number 8. El Limón Waterfall. El Limón Waterfall thunders down from a lush cliffside like a silver ribbon unraveling through the jungle. Hidden deep in the Emerald Mountains of Samaná, it beckons adventurers with the promise of magic, mist, and unforgettable beauty. The path to reach it winds through coconut groves, crosses shallow rivers, and echoes with birdsong and the distant roar of cascading water. Whether you arrive on horseback or on foot, the journey feels like stepping into a tropical fairy tale. At the base, the waterfall plunges into a jade-colored pool, cool, serene, and perfect for a refreshing swim beneath the roaring cascade. It's a place where nature's power and peace coexist in perfect harmony. Number 9. Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is a city where history, culture, and Caribbean charm come together in the most captivating way. As the oldest European-founded city in the Americas, it carries centuries of stories woven into its streets, architecture, and atmosphere. Walking through its vibrant neighborhoods feels like stepping into a place where the past and present blend seamlessly. Where cobblestone roads meet modern art and colonial facades stand beside lively cafes. The city pulses with life, from the rhythms of music echoing through the air to the warm smiles of locals who welcome you like an old friend. There's a unique energy here, something you can't quite describe, only feel. It's a place where time slows just enough for you to savor every moment. Yet the spirit of discovery keeps you moving, always eager for what's around the next corner. Santo Domingo doesn't just show you its history, it lets you live it. Lose yourself in the pedestrian rhythm. Let the tropical breeze embrace you and delight in the bold flavors of local cuisine. Every moment offers an experience you won't forget. More than just a destination, Santo Domingo is a vivid symphony of soul, color, and storytelling. A city that breathes with the heartbeat of its people and its past. Don't just pass through. Come and connect with the spirit that gives this city its unforgettable spark. Columbus Lighthouse. Rising from the eastern edge of Santo Domingo, the Columbus Lighthouse, Faro a Colón, is more than a towering monument of concrete and light. It is a bold tribute to history, ambition, and enduring cultural legacy. Shaped like a massive cross and stretching over 200 meters in length, this monumental structure was inaugurated in 1992 to commemorate the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's first voyage to the Americas. It stands as a striking fusion of modernist architecture and spiritual symbolism, casting beams of light shaped like a cross into the night sky, visible for miles, a beacon both literal and metaphorical. The interior of the lighthouse is just as profound. Within its solemn halls lie exhibitions and artifacts from dozens of nations, each contributing to a global story of exploration, encounter, and exchange. At its heart is a tomb said to contain the remains of Columbus himself, although the claim remains steeped in historical debate and mystery. Walking through the shadowed corridors of the Columbus Lighthouse is like moving through the pages of a world history book. Murals, manuscripts, relics, and gifts from countries across Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Asia speak of discovery, but also of colonization, migration, and resilience. Outside, the surrounding esplanade and gardens provide a moment of pause. Visitors gather to reflect on the monument's meaning, both as a commemoration of a pivotal moment in world history and a symbol of the complex legacy that followed. Controversial yet captivating, the Columbus Lighthouse is not merely a structure. It is a place of contemplation where history's triumphs and tragedies converge. For the Dominican Republic and the wider world, it invites a deeper look at our shared past and the stories that continue to shape our present. Here, history shines not only in light, but also in memory, etched into concrete, echoed through time. Number 11. Bayahibe Beach. Bayahibe Beach, nestled along the southeastern coast of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a sun-drenched shoreline. It is a tranquil gateway to the Caribbean's natural beauty, cultural richness, and seafaring soul. Once a humble fishing village, Bayahibe has blossomed into a beloved destination where turquoise waters lap against powdery white sands. And the rhythms of waves blend with the gentle sway of palm trees. Despite its growing popularity, the beach retains a peaceful charm that sets it apart from more commercialized resorts. Beyond its postcard-perfect beauty, Bayahibe offers a glimpse into Dominican life lived close to the sea. Fishermen still cast their nets in the early morning, and boats bob gently at anchor. Ready to ferry visitors to nearby wonders like Saona Island and the protected reefs of Parque Nacional del Este. The beach itself is a haven for swimmers, snorkelers, and divers alike. Just offshore, coral gardens teem with marine life, technicolor fish, sea fans, and even the elusive hawksbill turtle. For those seeking adventure, scuba excursions explore underwater caverns and shipwrecks, revealing a hidden world beneath the surface. At sunset, the sky transforms into a watercolor of gold and crimson. Locals gather along the waterfront to play music. Share stories, or sip on chilled coconut water as the stars begin to emerge above the calm Caribbean Sea. Bayahibe's biodiversity extends beyond the waves. Inland, trails weave through dry forest ecosystems where iguanas bask on sun-warmed rocks and native orchids bloom under the dappled light. Conservation efforts have made the area a model of sustainable tourism, protecting both wildlife and local livelihoods. More than just a beach, Bayahibe is a place where nature, culture, and community meet. Where the pulse of the ocean beats gently in tune with the heart of the Dominican Republic. Here, every breeze carries the scent of salt and possibility. And every wave whispers a timeless invitation to slow down and savor the moment. Number 12. Cayo Levantado. Cayo Levantado, a jewel set in the crystalline waters of Samana Bay, is more than just an island escape. It is a Caribbean paradise where natural splendor, rich biodiversity, and Dominican rhythm meet in perfect harmony. Also known as Bacardi Island for its appearance in a famous rum commercial, this tiny islet off the northeastern coast of the Dominican Republic is blanketed in lush tropical vegetation and framed by powdery white sand beaches that melt into turquoise waters. But beyond its postcard perfection lies a deeper sense of tranquility, a place where time slows and nature takes center stage. Cayo Levantado's shores are caressed by calm seas, ideal for swimming, paddleboarding, or simply floating under the Caribbean sun. Offshore, vibrant coral reefs offer a dazzling underwater world for snorkelers and divers. Schools of colorful fish dart through the reefs, and lucky visitors may glimpse a graceful stingray or sea turtle gliding through the currents. The island's interior shelters a rich canopy of coconut palms, almond trees, and tropical flowers, inviting a peaceful stroll or shaded retreat from the midday heat. At certain times of the year, Cayo Levantado becomes a front-row seat to one of nature's greatest spectacles, the annual migration of humpback whales. Just offshore, these gentle giants breach and splash in a dramatic display of life's enduring wonder. Despite its small size, the island pulses with local flavor. From fresh seafood grilled beachside to merengue music drifting on the breeze, Cayo Levantado offers a vibrant taste of Dominican culture in an idyllic setting. Efforts to preserve this fragile environment have kept the island's beauty largely intact. A blend of eco-conscious tourism and protected marine zones helps ensure that this island sanctuary remains unspoiled for generations to come. For Dominicans, Cayo Levantado is more than just a tropical retreat. It is a cherished symbol of the country's natural heritage and easygoing spirit. Here, the sea speaks in gentle waves, and the breeze carries stories of the land, waiting to be heard by those who come to listen. Number 13, Jarabacoa. Tucked high in the central mountains of the Dominican Republic, Jarabacoa is a lush, temperate escape, a land of cool breezes, cascading waterfalls, and fertile valleys that has earned it the nickname, the City of Everlasting Spring. Surrounded by the misty peaks of the Cordillera Central, including Pico Duarte, the tallest mountain in the Caribbean, Jarabacoa is both a gateway to adventure and a sanctuary of peace. It's where the mighty Yaque del Norte River begins its journey, carving through pine forests and coffee plantations before winding down to the lowlands. Long revered for its healing climate and natural beauty, Jarabacoa blends rustic charm with vibrant culture. Traditional Dominican life flows gently here, from wooden houses painted in bright colors to bustling weekend markets filled with fresh produce and handmade crafts. The rhythm of bachata echoes from the patios, and the aroma of locally brewed coffee drifts through the air. The area is famed for its waterfalls, notably Jimenoa and Baiguate, where white water crashes down jungle-clad cliffs into emerald pools. Adventure seekers raft the rapids, hike hidden trails, or paraglide over the valleys for a bird's-eye view of this verdant paradise. But Jarabacoa isn't just a thrill-seeker's haven. It's also a center of sustainable farming, ecotourism, and spiritual retreat. Monasteries, yoga centers, and eco-lodges offer space for reflection, wellness, and connection with nature. For Dominicans, Jarabacoa represents a different kind of island life, not coastal and sun-drenched, but cool, green, and grounded. It is a place where the soul of the mountains can still be heard in the rustling leaves and rushing rivers, whispering of simplicity, harmony, and renewal. Number 14. Barahona. Barahona, nestled along the untamed southwestern coast of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a province. It is a realm of wild beauty, raw contrasts, and deep cultural roots. Often called the Pearl of the South, Barahona offers a side of the Caribbean that feels untouched, unfiltered, and undeniably alive. Cradled between the Sierra de Bajoruco Mountains and the turquoise expanse of the Caribbean Sea, Barahona is a land of stunning diversity. Towering cliffs drop into black sand beaches, cactus-strewn deserts give way to emerald rainforests, and mineral-rich rivers wind through valleys bursting with tropical fruit. This is nature in its most elemental form, wild, rugged, and breathtakingly real. Barahona's history is as layered as its landscape. Indigenous Taíno tribes once called this place home, leaving behind traces of a culture that honored the land and its spirits. Later, waves of African and European influences shaped its identity, giving rise to a region steeped in folklore, resilience, and soulful rhythms. One of its crown jewels is Bahía de las Águilas, a remote protected bay often hailed as one of the most pristine beaches in the entire Caribbean. Accessible only by boat or rough trail, this 7-kilometer stretch of white sand is embraced by crystal-clear waters and cliffs echoing with seabird calls, a place where silence and solitude reign. Inland, the Sierra de Bajoruco National Park harbors an astonishing range of ecosystems, from pine forests to cloud-covered peaks. It is a haven for endemic species like the Hispaniolan solenodon and over 180 species of birds, making it a dream destination for scientists and eco-travelers alike. Rivers like San Rafael and Los Patos tumble down from the highlands, forming natural pools where locals gather to swim, fish, and savor fresh seafood under thatched huts. And in the high-altitude coffee-growing zones, small communities continue centuries-old agricultural traditions that sustain both land and people. For Dominicans, Barahona represents more than a hidden gem. It is a frontier of authenticity, a place where nature's power humbles and inspires. Here, the wind carries stories older than memory, and every mountain, beach, and river whispers of a deeper connection to land, heritage, and spirit. Number 15. Cayo Arena. Cayo Arena, a tiny jewel adrift in the turquoise waters of the Dominican Republic's north coast, is more than just a sandbar. It's a fleeting paradise suspended between sky and sea, a place where nature's brilliance is distilled into its purest form. Rising like a mirage off the coast of Puerto Plata, this minuscule island, often called Paradise Island, is no more than a speck of golden sand crowned with a few rustic huts. Yet its surreal beauty captivates all who set foot on it. Fringed by shallow, crystalline waters, it's a dreamlike escape for swimmers, snorkelers, and photographers alike. Encircling the island is a vibrant coral reef, a living kaleidoscope of tropical fish, sea fans, and brain corals. Here, snorkelers can drift weightlessly above underwater gardens, teeming with life, enveloped in a world where silence reigns and color comes alive. Though Cayo Arena feels remote, it's easily reached by speedboat through the lush mangroves of Monte Cristi National Park. Itself a haven of coastal biodiversity and ecological importance. The journey, part adventure and part revelation, sets the stage for an encounter with nature at its most pristine. But what truly sets Cayo Arena apart is its ephemerality. The sandbar is constantly reshaped by the tides and seasons, shrinking and shifting like a secret known only to the sea. Some days, it's barely large enough to hold a handful of visitors. On others, it offers ample space for sunbathing and quiet reflection. Cayo Arena is not a destination built by humans. It is shaped by wind, water, and time. It's a place where travelers pause to marvel at the simplicity of nature and the vastness of the ocean. In its fleeting perfection, Cayo Arena reminds us how rare and how sacred untouched beauty truly is. Number 16. Playa Ermitaño. Hidden away on the untamed Samana Peninsula, Playa Ermitaño is one of the Dominican Republic's last true paradises, a remote, untouched beach where nature reigns in quiet majesty and solitude, shapes the soul of the land. Far from roads and resorts, it is a place that can only be reached by boat or by foot through dense tropical forest, making the journey as unforgettable as the destination. Enclosed by lush green hills and steep limestone cliffs, Playa Ermitaño unfurls like a secret whispered by the island itself. Its golden sands curve gently around crystal-clear waters, kissed by waves that seem to arrive from another time. There are no signs, no footprints, no permanent structures, only the rhythmic conversation between jungle and sea. The beach takes its name from the Spanish word for hermit, a nod to the legends that speak of a lone man who once lived here in isolation. Whether myth or memory, the story fits the place. Playa Ermitaño feels like a world apart, untouched by noise, haste, or change. Nature flourishes here in rich, unspoiled abundance. Towering palms lean lazily over the shore, their fronds rustling in the breeze. Colorful crabs scuttle along the rocks, while hummingbirds and butterflies flit through the forest that crowds the edge of the sand. Beneath the water, coral reefs pulse with marine life, a vibrant ecosystem protected by the beach's seclusion. The surrounding wilderness is as much a part of Playa Ermitaño's identity as its sand and surf. Jungle trails lead to panoramic viewpoints where the Caribbean stretches endlessly into the horizon. Howler monkeys echo in the distance, and the scent of wild orchids and salt mingles on the warm air. Each moment spent here is wrapped in the quiet awe of discovery. But Playa Ermitaño is more than a picturesque escape. It is a place of rare stillness, a reminder of what the Dominican Republic once was, and in places like this still is. It asks nothing of its visitors except presence and respect. There are no souvenirs to buy, no loud music to drown out the sounds of wind and water. Only the invitation to listen, to breathe, to simply be. For the Dominican Republic, Playa Ermitaño is not just a beach. It is a living relic of untouched beauty, a sacred space where the island's natural heart continues to beat softly beneath the shade of trees and the whisper of waves. It is a testament to the power of preservation and a haven for those willing to go just a little farther to find something truly wild. Number 17. Playa Caletón. Playa Caletón, nestled in the quiet fishing village of Rio San Juan on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a beach. It is a hidden cove of Caribbean charm and natural serenity. Where lush jungle meets turquoise waters in a perfect embrace of land and sea. Tucked away from the crowds and shielded by towering cliffs draped in greenery, Playa Caletón feels like a secret shared only among locals and those lucky enough to wander off the beaten path. Its crescent-shaped bay is framed by coral rock walls and shaded by sea grape trees, creating a peaceful sanctuary ideal for swimming, snorkeling, or simply drifting with the tide. The shallow, calm waters here are remarkably clear, a palette of emerald and sapphire that mirrors the sky. Children laugh and splash while fishing boats bob gently offshore. The beach is small, intimate, and blissfully free from overdevelopment, preserving the essence of what a Caribbean escape was always meant to be. Beyond its scenic beauty, Playa Caletón holds deep cultural significance. It is a place where villagers gather on weekends, where fresh seafood is grilled right on the shore, and where merengue music drifts through the salty air as families share stories under palm-thatched shelters. There is a rhythm here that speaks of tradition, simplicity, and the enduring bond between people and nature. Just a short boat ride away lies Laguna Gris-Gris, a mangrove-lined lagoon where herons and egrets glide over glassy waters and freshwater springs bubble up through limestone. This natural wonder is part of the region's broader ecological web, one that includes coral reefs, sea caves, and tropical flora that flourish in quiet resilience. Playa Caletón is not about grandeur or scale. It is about stillness, connection, and the unhurried joy of being present. It invites visitors to slow down, to listen to the hush of the waves, and to rediscover the beauty in simplicity. For the Dominican Republic, Playa Caletón is more than a beach. It is a treasure of the coast, a reflection of local life, and a place where nature and culture live in gentle harmony. Here, the Caribbean whispers its secrets, soft, sincere, and unforgettable. Number 18. Cabarete. Cabarete, resting on the breezy north coast of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a beach town. It is a vibrant playground of wind and waves, a magnetic fusion of adventure, culture, and youthful spirit that pulses with energy from sunrise to sunset. Framed by golden sands and the rolling blue of the Atlantic, Cabarete has evolved from a quiet fishing village into a world-renowned hub for water sports. Its consistent trade winds and shallow, warm waters make it a mecca for kite surfers, windsurfers, and surfers alike, with colorful sails soaring above the waves like birds in flight. The bay is alive with motion, rhythm, and freedom. But Cabarete is more than its adrenaline-fueled coastline. Behind the beach, the town thrums with an international heartbeat, a melting pot of locals, expats, and travelers drawn by its laid-back charm and inclusive spirit. Along its beachfront strip, cozy cafes, yoga studios, art galleries, and fusion eateries spill onto the sand, creating a seamless blend of tropical ease and cosmopolitan flair. As day fades into dusk, Cabarete transforms again. Fire dancers twirl under starlit skies, drums echo down the shore, and beachfront bars come to life with music and laughter. Here, nightlife is not about flash. It's about connection, movement, and celebrating the day's adventures. Nature lovers will find solace beyond the town's energy. Just inland, the El Choco National Park reveals a different kind of wonder. Limestone caves filled with crystal-clear lagoons, hidden jungle trails, and the echoes of Taino history etched into stone. Horseback rides through green valleys and mountain biking through sugarcane fields offer quiet encounters with the Dominican countryside. What makes Cabarete truly unique is its balance, a place where adrenaline meets tranquility, and where every traveler, from thrill seeker to soul searcher, can find their own rhythm in the breeze. For the Dominican Republic, Cabarete is more than just a beach. It is a living expression of freedom, creativity, and coastal life at its most dynamic. Here, the wind doesn't just shape the waves, it shapes the spirit. Number 19. Santiago de los Caballeros. Santiago de los Caballeros, nestled in the lush Chibao Valley of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a city. It is the beating heart of the nation's heritage, resilience, and cultural pride. Often simply called Santiago, this highland metropolis blends tradition and modernity in a landscape rich with history, art, and life. Founded in 1495 by Spanish settlers and rebuilt after several natural disasters, Santiago has long stood as a cradle of Dominican identity. It played a vital role in the country's fight for independence, and today it remains a symbol of intellectual spirit and national strength. At its core stands the Monumento a los Héroes de la Restauración, a towering marble obelisk that gazes over the city from a hilltop, both a landmark and a testament to freedom. The cityscape is a vibrant mix of colonial facades, neoclassical architecture, and contemporary developments. Along its bustling streets, you'll find museums, galleries, and artisan shops preserving the region's cultural wealth, from Taino artifacts to contemporary Dominican art. Santiago is also the undisputed epicenter of cultura chibaeña. The rhythms of merengue and bachata echo from neighborhood colmados, and locals speak with pride of their fierce independence, warm hospitality, and strong agricultural roots. The nearby tobacco plantations of the Chibao Valley produce some of the finest cigars in the world, a tradition woven into both local identity and global prestige. In the surrounding hills, lush farmlands, coffee plantations, and mountain views invite visitors into the countryside. The Yaque del Norte River, the longest in the country, winds its way past the city, sustaining life and offering moments of quiet reflection or adventure for kayakers and hikers alike. Santiago is also a city of progress. Home to major universities, hospitals, and industry, it balances its historical legacy with a forward-looking drive. Modern malls, tech hubs, and cultural centers showcase a community that honors the past while building its future. For Dominicans, Santiago de los Caballeros is more than a second city. It is a soul city, one where every street corner hums with pride, history, and possibility. Here, the past is not forgotten. It walks hand in hand with the future, across the valley and into the sky. Number 20. La Caobita Beach. La Caobita Beach, hidden along the sun-kissed shores of the Azua province in the southern Dominican Republic, is more than just a coastal escape. It is a tranquil haven where nature whispers, waves dance, and time seems to gently slow. Cradled between the dry mountains of the Sierra Martín Garcia and the azure waters of the Caribbean Sea, La Caobita remains one of the country's most peaceful and unspoiled beaches. Far from the bustle of tourist hotspots, this crescent-shaped bay offers a serene contrast, a place where fishing boats bob lazily in calm waters, and the soundtrack is one of soft tides and seabirds. What makes La Caobita truly special is its delicate balance of biodiversity and simplicity. Mangroves fringe parts of the shoreline, nurturing marine life and serving as a sanctuary for birds, fish, and crabs. The water is shallow and crystal clear, ideal for kayaking, snorkeling, or simply floating beneath the sunlit sky. Families from nearby towns often gather here with coolers, hammocks, and laughter, enjoying a space that feels both welcoming and untouched. Just offshore lies a reef teeming with aquatic life, while inland, the semi-arid landscape blooms with resilient flora, from hardy cacti to colorful wildflowers during the rainy season. This convergence of land and sea nurtures a unique micro-ecosystem that conservationists are now working to preserve. Though humble in appearance, La Caobita holds deep cultural and environmental significance. Local fishermen still cast their nets in time-honored ways, and small food stands serve fresh seafood and cold drinks with the warmth and pride of a tightly knit coastal community. For many Dominicans, La Caobita is a place of childhood memories, weekend rituals, and quiet reflection. Plans for sustainable tourism and eco-friendly development are beginning to take shape, with hopes of protecting the beach's fragile ecosystems while supporting the livelihoods of those who call it home. For travelers seeking authenticity over luxury, La Caobita Beach offers something rare: a window into the Dominican Republic's quieter soul, where nature is respected, culture is lived, and every sunset tells a story whispered by the sea. Number 21. Boca de Yuma. Boca de Yuma, perched along the southeastern edge of the Dominican Republic, is more than just a coastal fishing village. It is a place where the Caribbean meets history, where cliffs hold centuries-old secrets, and where the river and sea speak in calm, steady rhythm. Overlooking the Yuma River as it empties into the ocean, the village sits above a dramatic coastline of rugged rock formations and hidden coves. The cliffs here, shaped by time and tide, rise above turquoise waters with a quiet dignity. Fishing boats bob below in the protected bay as pelicans glide overhead, and the salt air carries the scent of fresh catch and seaweed. Boca de Yuma's past is etched into its stones. In the age of piracy and conquest, this area served as both lookout and refuge. Legend holds that the infamous pirate Roberto Cofresi used the nearby caves as hideouts, and the coastline's jagged terrain made it an ideal escape from colonial patrols. Even today, the caves are a source of fascination, drawing curious visitors who walk the same trails once trodden by smugglers and rebels. The centerpiece of the village is its tranquil malecon, a seaside walkway where locals gather in the afternoon shade. Colorful homes and small eateries line the streets, serving freshly fried fish and cold coconut water. Time moves gently here. Fishermen mend their nets beside the river, and children laugh as they chase crabs along the shore. Nature in Boca de Yuma is raw, resilient, and breathtaking. Nearby is the eastern edge of the Cotubanamá National Park, a protected region of mangroves, tropical forests, and rich biodiversity. From this base, visitors can explore inland hiking trails, paddle up the Yuma River, or head out to sea to discover secluded beaches and coral-rich waters perfect for snorkeling. What sets Boca de Yuma apart is its stillness, not a silence of emptiness, but a peace that comes from living in harmony with land and sea. There are no towering resorts, no loud nightlife, only the sound of waves meeting stone and the slow pulse of a community that has thrived by the ocean for generations. For the Dominican Republic, Boca de Yuma is more than a quiet fishing village. It is a living link to the island's maritime heritage, a guardian of old legends, and a haven for those seeking a more authentic, unhurried experience. Here, the past lingers in the sea spray and the caves, and the present unfolds gently with each setting sun over the Yuma cliffs. Number 22. Cabo Cabrón National Park. Cabo Cabrón National Park, tucked into the far reaches of the Samana Peninsula, is more than a wilderness preserve. It is a raw, untamed frontier where jagged cliffs meet endless sea, and where the Dominican Republic reveals one of its wildest, most secluded faces. Here, the Atlantic pounds against towering limestone headlands, and the jungle spills down steep slopes into untouched coves that few travelers ever reach. Named after the dramatic cape that forms the park's centerpiece, Cabo Cabrón rises like a fortress at the eastern edge of Samana, a place where mountains plunge into the ocean and the winds carry the scent of salt and rainforest. This remote promontory, cloaked in dense greenery, is both a geographic marvel and a sanctuary of biodiversity. There are no roads into the heart of Cabo Cabrón. Access comes only by boat or by enduring the challenging trek across steep forested trails. But for those willing to make the journey, the reward is immense. Panoramic views from windswept cliffs, the solitude of hidden beaches like Playa El Valle and Playa Ermitaño, and the quiet exhilaration of standing where land and sea clash in primal rhythm. The park protects some of the most ecologically significant terrain in the country. Its forests are home to endemic species of orchids, reptiles and birds, including the endangered Ridgway's hawk and Hispaniolan parrot. Offshore, coral reefs stretch beneath the surface, teeming with marine life and feeding grounds for migrating humpback whales that pass just beyond the cliffs each winter. Legends cling to the edges of Cabo Cabrón like mist. The region's caves and inlets were once believed to shelter Taíno spirits, pirate hideouts, and freedom fighters seeking refuge during colonial uprisings. The very isolation of the place seems to preserve not just nature, but myth, an atmosphere of mystery that lingers in every gust of wind and crack of waves against the rocks. In a country known for its beach resorts and tourist hubs, Cabo Cabrón is something else entirely, untouched, unyielding, and gloriously indifferent to modernity. There are no shops, no infrastructure, no human noise, only the rustle of palm fronds, the calls of unseen birds, and the steady breath of the ocean against the shore. For the Dominican Republic, Cabo Cabrón National Park is more than a protected landscape. It is a living reminder of the island's original wildness, a place where the earth still speaks in its native voice, where the hand of time has not smoothed the edges, and where the brave, the curious, and the respectful are welcomed into one of the last truly untouched corners of the Caribbean. Number 23, Playa Onda. Tucked into the remote northern reaches of the Samana Peninsula, Playa Onda is more than just an isolated strip of sand. It is a hidden treasure shaped by wind, sea, and time, where the Dominican Republic's raw natural beauty reveals itself in its purest form. Unmarked by tourism and accessible only by hiking through rugged terrain or arriving by boat, Playa Onda feels like the edge of the world, untouched, unscripted, and unforgettable. Framed by steep cliffs draped in emerald forest, the beach unfolds in a wide arc of golden sand brushed by foamy turquoise waves. There are no buildings here, no signs of civilization, only the rhythmic roll of the surf and the rustling of palm fronds overhead. The name Onda, meaning wave in Spanish, is fitting. The ocean here breathes in steady, sweeping motions, each wave leaving behind delicate trails of sea foam and driftwood. Time stands still on Playa Onda. The sense of isolation is complete. No cell signal, no crowds, no noise, except for the call of seabirds and the whisper of wind through the trees. To walk its length is to wander into a forgotten world, where every footprint in the sand feels like the first. The surrounding cliffs are part of the broader Cabo Cabrón wilderness, a wild and nearly inaccessible region teeming with life. Hawks wheel overhead, iguanas bask on sunlit rocks, and deep in the jungle, rare orchids bloom in the shadows. The trek to reach Playa Onda is not easy, winding paths through tropical undergrowth, muddy slopes, and steep descents. But the reward is a private sanctuary guarded by nature itself. What makes Playa Onda so remarkable is not just its scenery, but its silence. It is a place that asks nothing of its visitors, but reverence. There are no vendors, no beach bars, no Wi-Fi, only the elemental power of earth, water, and sky. It is the kind of place where you lie on the sand, close your eyes, and feel the pulse of the island itself. For the Dominican Republic, Playa Onda is more than a remote beach. It is a symbol of untouched wilderness, a frontier of quiet resistance against overdevelopment, and a haven for those seeking connection not through comfort, but through immersion. Here, between forested cliffs and rolling waves, the spirit of the land speaks in a language older than memory. And all you have to do is listen. Number 24, Playa Rincón. Cradled between emerald mountains and the sapphire waters of Samana Bay, Playa Rincón is more than just one of the Dominican Republic's most beautiful beaches. It is a place where nature unfolds in quiet grandeur, untouched by time, and rich in both legend and tranquility. Tucked away on the northeastern coast of the Samana Peninsula, this 3-kilometer stretch of white sand and swaying palms offers an escape into a world where the rhythms of land and sea still shape daily life. Backed by the verdant hills of the Cordillera Samana and flanked by the Rio Caño Frio, a cold water river that flows gently into the sea, Playa Rincón creates a stunning contrast of elements. Warm ocean currents lap the southern shoreline, while the river carves a refreshing channel of cool, crystal-clear water into the sand, creating a natural oasis beloved by locals and explorers alike. Local folklore gives Playa Rincón a layer of mystique. It is said to be the landing site of Spanish conquistador Francisco Roldan in the late 15th century, a place where tales of resistance and survival against colonial domination were quietly born. Though time has softened the echoes of that era, the beach still holds a quiet dignity, shaped by both history and the enduring power of nature. Playa Rincón remains largely untouched by mass tourism. There are no high-rise hotels or sprawling resorts, only modest beach shacks serving grilled fish, tropical fruit, and freshly husked coconuts. Fishermen set out at dawn, casting their nets just offshore, while children wade in the river's gentle flow, their laughter blending with the calls of gulls overhead. Beyond its scenic beauty, Playa Rincón is a sanctuary of biodiversity. The nearby mangroves and mountain trails are home to a wide range of bird species and tropical flora, while offshore, the coral reefs shelter vibrant marine life. Humpback whales pass through the deeper waters of Samana Bay each winter, completing the timeless connection between sea and shore. What sets Playa Rincón apart is its sense of stillness, not silence, but serenity. It is a place that invites you to slow down, to listen to the waves, to walk barefoot along the tide line and feel the pulse of the earth beneath your feet. For the Dominican Republic, Playa Rincón is more than a postcard-perfect beach. It is a sanctuary of natural harmony, a refuge from modern noise, and a living memory of the island's resilience. Here, where the river meets the sea and the mountains embrace the coast, one finds not just beauty, but belonging, a quiet corner of paradise where the soul can breathe. Number 25, Playa Frontón. Playa Frontón, tucked away on the remote tip of the Samana Peninsula in the Dominican Republic, is more than just a beach. It is a raw, untamed masterpiece of Caribbean beauty and natural drama. Accessible only by boat or a rugged jungle hike, Playa Frontón feels like a secret the island has carefully kept. Here, the ocean meets a towering 90-meter limestone cliff, its face draped with wild vines and tropical greenery. The beach itself is a narrow ribbon of powdery white sand, kissed by crystal-clear turquoise waters and shaded by swaying palms. But Frontón is not merely scenic, it is elemental. The cliff wall looms like a fortress, creating an almost cinematic backdrop where time slows and the outside world fades. Below the surface, the reef teems with marine life, drawing snorkelers and free divers into its coral kingdoms. Above, the cries of seabirds echo off the rock, and the rustle of wind through the leaves speaks a language older than memory. This hidden paradise holds a special place in Dominican folklore. Locals speak of pirates who once sought refuge here, and caves in the cliffs whisper of ancient Taino spirits who once roamed the land. It is a place where history, nature, and legend converge in silence. The journey to Playa Frontón is part of its magic. Whether by boat skimming over the blue Atlantic or through a trek along jungle trails, the adventure heightens the reward. A beach so pristine and removed that it feels entirely your own. Despite its isolation, Playa Frontón faces growing interest from travelers and developers. Conservationists and community leaders are now working to ensure its protection, advocating for sustainable access and eco-conscious tourism, that honors the delicate ecosystems and cultural history of the region. For those willing to go off the beaten path, Playa Frontón is not just a destination, it is an awakening. A place of wild cliffs and quiet waves, where nature is sovereign and beauty exists without filter or facade. The Dominican Republic is more than a destination. It is a vibrant symphony of land, culture, and spirit. From the emerald peaks of the Cordillera Central to the sun-drenched shores of Punta Cana, every corner of this island pulses with life and beauty. It is a place where history lives in colonial streets and Afro-Taino rhythms echo in the dance. Where coffee farms cling to misty hillsides, fishermen cast nets into turquoise bays, and communities come alive with color during carnival season. Whether you're hiking to hidden waterfalls, exploring underwater caves, or simply swaying in a hammock beneath the palms, the Dominican Republic invites you to slow down, dive deep, and feel more. This is an island that doesn't just offer landscapes, it offers connection to nature, to heritage, and to a people whose warmth runs as deep as their roots. And long after the waves have receded from your footsteps in the sand, the soul of the Dominican Republic stays with you, bold, joyful, and unforgettable.